Welcome back. The GIFT Nifty is suggesting a slightly lower start. The cues from Asia also mixed. The GIFT Nifty should come up for you on your screen. In Friday's trade, though the markets did end higher and closed closer to the 21,900 mark, we did end, 22,100 mark. We did end off the day's high, which was 22,180. And this morning, the GIFT Nifty is down close to about 57 points. Our research team is standing by with CNBC-TV18's list of top stocks for the day. And first up, let's go across to Yash for the latest on life insurers. Yash.
Well, Rima, I'm going with green when it comes to the life insurance companies and a slightly darker shade of green for especially two companies, that is HDFC Life and Max Financial Services. The reason is the regulator's decision to sort of withdraw its earlier proposal on surrender value. Remember, in December 2023, the regulator had proposed to increase the surrender value. The increase in surrender value was twice as much as what exists today. Surrender value is what the life insurance companies have to pay to their policyholders in case of voluntary early surrenders of policies. Now, this was expected to add significant pressure on these life insurance companies' margins. But now what has happened is the regulators withdrawn that proposal. A new modified proposal has come in. And what the regulator has done and what we've been reporting is that they've implemented a graded surrender value as the policy matures. Now, the new rates for surrender values are same as what exists today, which means there won't be any additional pressure when it comes to the margins for these life insurance companies. Brokerages are estimated about 400 basis points impact. Now that gets out of the way, and a big overhang with that also goes out of the way.
Okay, all right. Well, Yash, have been on top of that, so good on you. And as you said, what was worst feared hasn't really come about. So good news for these insurers. Well done. Well, let's go across to Ekta. Ekta's tracking a couple of these pharma names. Morning, Ekta, take it away.
Well, yes, I'm going to start with Mankind, where sources have indicated to CNBC-TV18 that Beige Limited, which is basically Chris Cap, is going to be selling up to 2.9% via block deal. They currently hold around 2.99% stake in Mankind Pharma, and with this stake sale, they're probably going to be exiting entirely. The offer size at the lower range is around 2,460 odd crores. The offer price is in the range of 2,100 rupees to around 2,214 odd rupees. So maybe the stock could initially be in the red on account of pressure, but expect the stock to probably recover on account of the overhang being removed. Now, Lupin would be in focus because the company plans to transfer its trade generics business in India to a wholly owned subsidiary, Lupin Life Sciences. So Lupin is going to be receiving around 100 to 120 crores on account of this. FY23 revenue for the Indian generics business was around 277.7 crores, which is 2.5% of total sales on a standalone basis. Reason for doing this: achieve agility, better focus, growth of the trade generics business. And the trade generics business, company said, is poised for higher growth. Specific focus is required to achieve this. So maybe we can expect Lupin to probably be in the green because they will be receiving around 100 to 120 crores on account of this.
Okay, Ekta, got that. Thank you very much for the details over there. Let's go across to Hormaz now for news on Adani Ports. And it's fairly important because Adani Ports has snapped up another asset. And this time it's a port that was originally belonging to the Shapoorji Pallonji Group, right, Hormaz? So take it away, numbers, details.
Morning, Surabhi, and as you said, the SP Group port, Gopalpur Ports, is majorly owned by the SP Group. Now, they've acquired a 95% stake as Adani Ports for a cash consideration of around 1,350 crores, an enterprise value of 3,080 crores subject to final adjustments, and this transaction is likely to be completed by the first quarter of FY25. Now, if you break up this 95%, 56% of that was owned by the SP Port Maintenance, which was an SP Group unit, and the other 39% was owned by Orissa Stevedores. Now, in FY23, Gopalpur Ports handled around 7.4 million metric tons of cargo and has an overall capacity of 20 million metric tons. And as of FY24, it is expected to handle around 11.3 million metric tons of cargo and earn around 520 crores in operating revenue. Now, the management has also said that they have already identified opportunities for achieving higher operational efficiency for the Gopalpur port, and which will result in infrastructure debottlenecking as well. Now, if you remember, Adani Ports reported cargo volumes of around 33% growth in the month of February, and they are on cue to surpass their FY24 guidance as well. Now, this Gopalpur port could add around another 25 MTPA of capacity is what the analysis is suggesting. So, another port snapped up by Adani Ports, as you highlighted. Expect the stock to open in the green.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Hormuz. Well, I'm looking at Vedanta because reports indicate that iron ore mining is set to restart in Goa after nearly 6 years. Just to give our viewers a quick background, the mining had halted in March 2018 due to the Supreme Court hearing, but they said that the second time the renewal should not happen for mining leases. So that's why there's been no mining that's been taking place out there. For Vedanta, well, they've got the consent now to go ahead and operate from the Goa State Pollution Board. So that's a step in the right direction, and that's why, in fact, they will restart. The total approval they've got is for around 3 million tons per year of iron ore from the Bicholim block. So we'll have to see how soon can they restart. But just to give our viewers a quick background, maybe 10 years or so ago, they used to mine nearly around 15 million tons in Goa. So sentiment positive for them. The ore that comes out of Goa is not the highest quality ore. So it doesn't move the needle for all the buyers of iron ore here in India. That's the steel producers. All this iron ore that's produced in Goa is normally exported. But positive news flow and a sentiment positive coming in for Vedanta. So keep an eye out on that stock.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And for some more stocks which are in the news, Vamakshi joins in. Vamakshi.
Well, absolutely. Keep an eye out on JM Financial and IIFL Finance. Now, both of these counters will be in focus because the RBI is expected to conduct special audits of both of these firms. RBI has in fact called for 2 separate tenders for the same, and the last day of submission of these bids is April 8th, while the selected firms will be awarded work on April 12th. Now, just to give you a brief background, IIFL Finance was barred from extending loans since, especially gold loans, since March 4th, while JM Financial is facing a ban on financing shares or debentures since March 5th. Now, while imposing these restrictions on both these entities, the RBI had earlier said that these restrictions will be reviewed upon completion of a special audit as well as after rectification of the deficiencies that they had found. So on the back of that, we actually saw that IIFL Finance was down almost 46% from March 4th, while JM Financial is down nearly 24% since March 5. And on the back of this news flow, we expect to see both of these counters under pressure today as well.
I guess that's because of the special audit, Vamakshi. Thanks very much. So the overhang doesn't seem to be over till the results of this audit are out in the public. Vivek has some more stocks on his radar. Good morning, Vivek. Which ones are these?
Well, good morning. Few stocks to keep on your radar on the back of news flow that came in, over the weekend. So first up is HAL. The company has received an order for supply of Hindustan 228 aircraft. Now, this is from the Guyanese Defence Force. The total contract value is 194 crore. The second stock to keep on the radar is RVNL. The company has signed an MOU with Airports Authority of India. This is for the construction of a subway in Calcutta. The estimated cost of the project is close to 230 crore. Keep an eye out for Welspun Corp. The company made a couple of updates to the exchanges. On March 22nd, the company said there was a mutual agreement with Aramco to cancel a 339 crore contract with Epic, which is one of the subsidiaries of the company. This again was for supply of steel tubes, but on March 25th, it appears as though this particular order is upsized. So the company has signed a contract sign-off with Saline Water Conversion Corporation. The total contract value is 512 crore. And again, this is for manufacturing and supply of steel pipes. So keep an eye out for Welspun Corp. All of these stocks are expected to open in the positive.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Here's a quick recap of the top stocks that we're watching. Stocks with positive news flow are life insurers, Lupin, Adani Ports, HAL, that's Hindustan Aeronautics, RVNL on the order win, Welspun Corp and Vedanta. Stocks with negative news flow are Mankind Pharma on the back of that expected block deal, JM Financial and IIFL Finance. There's one more stock that we'll be watching today is Bharti Airtel, because Bharti Hexacom has announced the dates for its IPO. Okay. It will be the first IPO of 2025. 2nd April is when they're, looking to open the IPO. And the total market capitalization of Bharti Hexacom will be 28,500 crore. And Bharti has a 70% stake in that. So it's approximately 20,000 crore of value. That Bharti Airtel holds in this company, Bharti Hexacom. So that's going to be another stock that we will be watching.
But they don't get any money, as you explained, right? Because they're not the ones.
Yeah, so they're not. They're not selling any stake. This is going to be a pure offer for sale. The sale will be done by a government entity which is housed under the DOT called Telecommunication Consultants India. They are the only public shareholder in Bharti Hexacom, and they will be offloading part of their stake. But it's value, unlocking for Bharti Airtel in a way. So that's going to be another stock that we will be tracking. But let's now